Hi, my name is Lydia, and I'm a strategy and emerging technologies advisor with a deep passion for body data tracking and human performance. This set of healthy aging protocol interviews delves into meaningful human connection. I'll be asking people what is meaningful to them in relation to human connection and how they go about cultivating meaningful connection as part of their personal healthy aging protocol. I hope you find this to be of interest. So I thought I would start by sharing my meaningful human connection perspectives. But first, just a quick note as to why I'm including the meaningful human connection set of interviews within the healthy aging protocol set. And that's because while many longevity researchers and health span scientists don't agree on everything, there's a few things that they do agree on. And one of those things is meaningful human connection, that we need relationships and community in our lives, people in our lives that give us some sort of meaning to live a healthy life. And so I am doing this set of interviews to see what people are thinking. But first, the question is, what is meaningful to you? I'll talk a little bit about what I have discovered as part of this research to prepare for these interviews. And what I have found that is meaningful to me to create meaningful human connection is a few items. So one at the top of the list is bearing witness to someone's life and them bearing witness to mine. And what that looks like is just sharing those food pictures or sharing a suitcase catastrophe. It's all these like little things in life that are part of your life that you share with others who are really intimately aware of what's going on in your life. And it's not just like the big moments of like the weddings or a graduation, but it's the little things where they know all the little things that are going on in your life, but you're being witness to it, the small and the big things. And it's almost like being seen, that our lives are being seen through others. And I find it deeply meaningful when others share little things that are going on in their lives and take the time to do that, for me to bear witness to their renovation or a little project they've been working on or an art piece they've been working on the side. Just little things like that. And also even like books, if someone's reading a book and they share kind of their perspectives on that, I find that to be very meaningful, a nice way to connect with others. And so at the top of my list for meaningful human connection is where I derive meaning from sharing what is happening in my life and bearing witness to others as well and what's going on in their lives. And then the next thing on my list of where I derive meaning is showing up. And this is something that Michelle Obama talked about the importance of showing up for others. Again, not just for the big things, but just being there, whether it's on the other side of a phone call or a text or just a regular lunch, just showing up to say hello, showing up to be there. And then the next one on my list is discovering, learning, and experiencing together. For me personally, I derive tremendous meaning in being able to connect with somebody on something that I'm learning or they're learning, and we discover it together, or we are in awe of something together. And it could be nature, like seeing the aurora lights, or going to a museum and being fascinated by history, or just sharing an article we've read together, or watching a movie together, just experiencing together something and learning something together really brings me a lot of meaning, because I love to learn and I'm a very curious person. And so I get excited to learn and be curious with other people. And then the next one on my list of where I derive meaning is growth and growth compatibility. So we're in different stages of our lives, and I find tremendous meaning in being able to connect with others who are experiencing something similar, and we're able to connect and talk about those things. So it could be like moving to a new country, or starting a new job, or being an entrepreneur. These like life growth stages, I find it very meaningful to be able to connect with somebody who's either doing it or has done that, and we can relate on these common shared experiences. And then finally, on my list of where I derive meaning is communication style. And I think that there is a lot of meaning that can be transpired when you are able to communicate in a way that the other person understands. And I've noticed this as somebody who has lived in several countries around the world and studied several languages and immersed myself in other cultures, that communication style is really valuable in being able to connect with someone. And so if there's a synergy in the way that somebody communicates, then it's easier to be seen and feel seen because you are communicating in the same style. And so those are the things that I have found that have given me meaning as I have looked at this exercise and the questions that I am posing to the people on this set of interviews. And then though, when I thought about, well, how do I now, the next question is, how do I cultivate? So I know that these are the things where I derive meaning, but then it's like, okay, great. Now, how do I apply this? How do I cultivate and nourish meaningful human connections? And I thought about it, and I tried to text, I tried to meet people in person, but then I realized that after COVID, a lot of the strategies that I had employed were no longer really working as well. And that led me to look into how time has changed and the way that we interact with others have changed. And I came across the time-space compression, which I feel is an important element to look at as we are striving to think about how we meaningfully connect in terms of the applied part. And so I looked at the time-space compression, and what it is basically saying that technology over time has made time feel more compressed and space, physical space, feel more compressed, because steamships and planes and phones and the internet has brought the world metaphorically a lot closer together. And then COVID kind of accelerated that when we were working from home and with the implementation of new kind of technologies that help us connect with other people all around the world to continue our work. And so I thought that this is something that plays a big role in understanding the landscape of where people are today in terms of how I need to be thinking about my plan of how do I apply this, how do I nourish and cultivate meaningful human connection in an era where we have a time-space compression situation. And I haven't figured out the answer, but at least I feel like I have a better sense of the environment in which I am operating. And so I hope that this interview series is going to help me think of more ideas, the things that I'm going to be experimenting in light of these conversations is figuring out how to do projects with people I want to get to know, how I can spend more time with those who I would like to build further relationships with, and how I can regularly schedule touch points with the people I would like to maintain in my life and continue to bear witness to their life. And so that is, in a nutshell, where I have come to in this investigation on meaningful human connection, and see this as an important part of healthy aging for my protocol. And so I will continue to work on figuring out how best I can create, cultivate, and nourish meaningful human connection. And so I hope you'll enjoy this set of interviews and how others are looking at this from their own perspectives and their healthy aging protocols. This series is meant to capture personal stories of individual healthy aging protocols and is for informational purposes only, and it does not constitute providing medical advice or professional services. Those seeking personal medical advice should consult with a licensed healthcare practitioner.